Hey Mixies! Welcome to Mixed Thoughts, a grooming podcast. It's your groomer bestie here, Ciara, coming to chat with you about the ins and outs of grooming and entrepreneurship. We'll dive into a mixture of topics with stories from myself and friends near and far. Let's navigate this journey together. What's up, Mixies? Welcome back to Mixed Thoughts, the grooming podcast. I'm your groomer bestie, Ciara, and as you can see, I am in a different environment. We got a new background, we got a new scenery, because I am pet sitting one of my clients' dogs, and I am at her house, and she allowed me to do whatever I needed to do, work-related, chill related, in order to take care of her precious pup. I've groomed her since my PetSmart days, and so I'm familiar with Sophie, and she is such a good girl, low maintenance, and this is a good little side hustle for your girl. That could be another episode in itself, and I will make that another episode, just not in this one, because we're not talking about that today. What we're talking about today is grooming expos and conventions and trade shows. Oh my! It's funny because I literally was in a grooming competition. I think I was talking about it in the last episode that I went to Intergroom to compete. And yeah, that was actually my first grooming convention that I've ever been to, which is so weird. In a full circle moment, but it's not that weird because I'm from Jersey, and the first grooming expo that I went to was in Jersey. It was in Secaucus, New Jersey, so it's like, might as well do that there, right? So yeah, we are going to talk about the ins and outs of grooming shows, grooming expos, grooming conventions, whatever you want to call it, because this is something that groomers need to do and need to get into. So let me do what I do best and give you a little description or some finite details in case you have not yet, because you should, gone to a grooming show, grooming expo, grooming convention, trade show, whatever the case may be. It is an essential part of a pet professional's journey to network, learn, and stay up to date with industry trends. Now, conventions are about learning and networking, while trade shows are more focused on showcasing products and facilitating business interactions. So, when the first time I went to a grooming expo, I think it was back in 2015 or 2016, because my salon manager at the time / business mentor, or just mentor in general, she was using Jackson to compete with. So she took him to, I think she I'm sorry, y'all. I'm a little flustered. I'm not gonna lie. I ain't even gonna hold you on this episode right now, because y'all, something has been going on with my vlog camera, and I just got it back. I had it serviced, and I was like, okay, everything is good, everything works, everything is charged, it's perfect, right? And it keeps on shutting off on me. Like, I'm talking mid recording, right? And then all of a sudden it turns off. And I don't know what I just did to make it better, but y'all stay here. So thank God for that. But I'm sorry if I'm like jumbled and all over the place, because I'm flustered. I was so mad because I'm like, yo, what is going on with my camera? This is brand new. This just got serviced. It better not be broken. It better not be messing up, because I'm calling DJI and I'm like, yo, what's really good? But anyway, so my best yeah, keep this in, because I'm so flustered. It's fine. We're fine. We're totally fine. My old salon manager / mentor competed with Jackson, I believe, in Intergroom, and then she went to Hershey Groom Expo, where she did the same thing. But that was my first experience of going to a groom show. So when I went there, it was more so like not a culture shock, maybe kind of, because like I said in my last episode, when I competed, it was just me and an older woman of color, and I was like, where everybody at? Where are my people at? But I mean, there are people there, but not as much as they are now, which I'm so grateful for. And this is amazing that like more of us are going to shows and actually knowing about the shows, because social media has hyped it up a little bit more, and that is a plus. That's a bonus in my book. But I went there with fresh eyes, and I was just like a kid in a candy store, because when you go to a grooming show, you see so many people, so many dogs, and so many like vendors in these booths and like demonstrations, and it's just like it's very overly stimulating for your mind and for your visual, because you're like, where do I go? So my first groom show, which was in a groom, I bought my first professional pair of scissors, because my first pair of regular grooming scissors I got offline on, I believe, Amazon, and they were a purple pair of like chunkers, straights, and curves, and they were small. They were maybe 7 inches, and I was just like, hey, this is what I need to use to groom dogs, right? No, wrong. I had my first pair of Aussie dog shears, and they were straights. I think they were like 8-inch shears, and everybody in my salon bought the Aussie dog nail clippers. Now, everybody swore by these nail clippers because they're like, oh, they're so good. They clip nails like so efficiently, and they were so good. But the quality of them weren't so good, because I swear maybe every 2 months or so, I'm breaking these nail clippers and I have to buy new ones. And I'm like, ain't nobody got time for that. Mind you, it's not that expensive, but like still, I don't want to keep on buying new nail clippers left and right. Maybe I'm just too aggressive with using my tools, because I am a little rough with my equipment. But it was either that or the nails that I was clipping was too damn thick, and they was like, we ain't breaking through these nails, baby. You gotta get something else. You gotta get some heavy duty nail clippers. But those were the first things that I bought at my first grooming show, and I was so excited. But you know what's crazy? Like, this isn't the first convention that I've been to, because my grandmother was a college professor. We went to teachers conventions. My mom, when she got married, we went to a wedding venue, or like a wedding expo. So there are conventions out there, trade shows, conventions, expos, and things like that, in all different industries and genres. So like, you know, there's the hair shows, people who do plumbing, there's expos out there, like I just said, wedding venues, wedding florists or caterers or wedding planners. Like, you can go there for your wedding needs. Professional, like doctors or medical professionals and things like that, they have their own convention. So like, there is a convention out there for all industries, and I think that's so good, because you, one, are connecting and networking with like-minded individuals. Two, you're getting updated on the latest trends in your industry, and you're learning new things that you might have not gotten to learn with just being in your hometown or just being around the people that you just know. And then you can also feel or see the new high-end, high-tech products and equipment that your industry needs. So I was very, very excited for a few reasons. One reason was I got to network with other groomers and see who was in my area, see who I could like meet up with or like collaborate with. Now, mind you, I was still in PetSmart, so I wasn't thinking about collaborating with people at that time. But like as time progressed and I kept on going to more grooming shows and things like that, I was like, ooh, I know you from online. I can connect with you and we can collab and we can, brainstorm and things like that. I got to see new innovative tools and equipment. Like, they have anywhere from like grooming smocks, they have disinfecting equipment, UV lights, brand new shampoos, bows, bandanas, things that you probably see online, but there's more new innovative things. And you can get like trade show deals because the vendors and the brands, they're coming to you and they're bringing their things to you so you can buy in bulk. And that's the point of going to trade shows. So the vendors and the brands, they can show you their new and innovative things, and then you can stock up and like have things for the rest of the year, which is really, really important. It's cost effective and it is pretty savvy. If I'm a brand or if I'm a company that is like selling to the groomers, I'm going to make sure I'm at the trade shows. I want to give you like the difference between trade shows and conventions. Conventions are about learning and networking. So I didn't go into detail what is in like the grooming shows. There is competitions, because I've been at a competition. I've been at many. You get to see creative grooming, breed specific, salon freestyle, group team competitions. You get to see all of the dogs in their finest and their best. You also can get demonstrations on the floor. So as the competition groomers are up there competing in the ring, there are other well-known groomers that have been in the game for a while, like a Jay Shrugs, a Suzeko, a Gabriel Fielza. I am terrible at his last name, but y'all know who I'm talking about. They will be out on the floor repping or promoting products like clippers or scissors. And then they're also giving you demos on dogs and like giving you their like quick tips or like their special sauce on how they groom and do what they do. So you get to see up close and personal like these well-known groomers helping you and showing you tips and tricks that you may not have known would be useful to you in your grooming career. So I love stuff about that. You also get to go to grooming or just industry classes. You can learn about first aid. You can learn about running your own business. You can learn about like coat textures and dealing with customers and things like that. There's a whole bunch of different classes and seminars that you can go to at the grooming shows. It's like a one-stop shop of your grooming needs. I love that. That's why I enjoy grooming shows so much, because it's just so much to see. And that's another reason why they don't just make it for one day. You have at least 3 days, like an extended weekend, to be able to get your feel of holding new equipment, new tools, learning things from well-known judges and competitors and groomers that have been in the game for years and years and years. You get to see your online besties in real time. You get to collaborate and connect, and you get to feel products, and you get to test products and purchase them at a good rate, at a discounted rate, might I add. I'm always here for the discounts. I'm a budget-friendly girly, so yeah, you won't catch me at a grooming show buying something that doesn't cost what it costs online or at like an actual warehouse that is local in your area. They a little pricey. I ain't gonna hold you. So I love that. I love that for us. So yeah, The conventions are about learning and networking, and the trade shows are more focused in showcasing products and facilitating business interactions. So you want to go and talk to the people who know what they're doing. If you want to be if you want to be a keynote speaker at one of the shows, you need to talk to people who orchestrate the conventions. You know, like Barkley does Barkley Honors. They produce most of the grooming shows out here. There's a whole list that I will save, or not save, but I will make sure I provide it in the show notes for y'all. But yeah, like there are so many conventions throughout the country that you have opportunities to go to throughout the year, which I love. Like, if I could go to all of these grooming shows, child, I would, but that's a lot of money. We ain't there yet. We gonna get there. We ain't there yet. But I want to break down like conventions bit by bit, and then I'll break down the trade shows bit by bit for you, so y'all can grasp a little bit more in detail what they all entail. So, conventions' purpose is to gather with other like-minded professionals from a specific industry, and they come together to discuss, learn, and share their knowledge. So if you have something that you know is valuable and you want to bring it to other people that, you know, have your same interests, you want to go there to connect with others to share your value. Like, that's the point. That's the point of going to these conventions. It's like, let's all collaborate and get together and kind of do like a brainstorming mind melt of like inspiration, if you will. I don't know. Maybe that's just me, but like I do get lots of inspiration from like seeing groomers compete and watching the demonstrations, and then just getting innovative ideas as to doing something different with my grooms. Like if I go to a class and they teach me how to debulk like a thick coated, double coated dog's coat, like I want to know how to do that in like a faster time frame. Like I don't want to be grooming for 3 or 4 hours on a doodle that has thick coat. Like if I can cut that time in half, show me how to do it. That's funny that I just said that, because that's exactly what that's what happened when I went to, where was it that I went to? It was Hershey. When I went to Hershey last year, I went to, was it Hershey or was it Intragroom? One of them, y'all. I went to a Sue Zecco and Jay Scruggs class about doodles, and I asked them after they did their demonstration. They were like, does anyone have any questions? I asked them, like, my doodles take me forever and a day to dry. Like, am I doing something wrong? Is there a way to like speed up the process on drying? And they gave me a gem. They gave me a gem of a gem that now I incorporate in my grooming process, and it does cut my time substantially. It ain't cutting it in half, but it will cut it substantially. And I was just like, oh my God, I'm so glad I went. I'm so glad I did this. So yeah, you get gems when you go to the conventions. Let's see. They often include workshops, seminars, panel discussions, and keynote speakers. So like I said, if you want to be a keynote speaker, if you want to teach a class, you need to talk to the bigwigs. You need to talk to the people who are orchestrating these things, because you never know. You don't know who can help you to be that next, Jay Scruggs or Sue, or I'm trying to think of people's names right now, but I'm drawing a blank. But y'all know. Yeah, you could be that next Melissa Mitchner. You could be the next Angela Kumpy. Like, you never know. You just have to put yourself out there, and you wouldn't know that unless you go to the shows. Go to the shows. Okay? The focus Conventions emphasize education, networking, and collaboration. Attendees gain insights into industry trends, best practices, and research. Again, I'm basically saying the same thing. I just wanted to like get into details on like why it's so essential to go to these grooming shows, because you just get a abundance of knowledge, and then the research that you're probably doing by yourself, someone else can help you facilitate that. So you're not doing it by yourself and you're not out here alone in these streets. Because sometimes grooming can be lonely depending on the type of groomer you are. So like for instance, if you are a house call groomer like I am right now, or a mobile groomer, and you don't have a partner with you in the grooming van, it could be lonely and you want to try to figure out how to do a certain technique, but you don't really have feedback from other groomers, like people in a private shop or a corporate salon. Like they have access to more people, so they can give their opinion or expertise or feedback in that setting, versus like mobile or house call groomers. They don't have that advantage. I mean, you could go online and you can go live on YouTube or Instagram or Facebook or wherever you can go live on, and then you can ask your fellow groomers. But like most of the time you want a face-to-face interaction, because it's easier to do hands-on work and see like, oh, you know what I'm saying? Like, does this make sense? Does this look right? Could I have done it a different way? And then they can give you that feedback in real time. But like if you're online and you're trying to get the feedback, you still need to be paying attention to your dog, one. And two, it's going to cut the time back, because you're like reading and scrolling back up on people's comments, and sometimes there's trolls, and you don't got time for all that. You just want to get the information, you know? So that's why it's very fortunate to go to a grooming show. Examples of grooming conventions might feature sessions on pet care techniques, business management, and grooming safety. Like I said, I went to a CPR first aid certification class. That's another perk. You can get certifications when you go to these grooming shows, because there are professionals who are certified and they can teach you, and then they can provide that certification for you to have, so you can add that to your achievements and advancements, and then that can maybe in turn raise your prices on what you do for grooming services. Like I know I raised my prices a little bit because, one, I was on TV. I did a grooming TV show. I think I talked about it in the last episode. I probably did. I made sure that I was CPR and first aid certified, so just in case anything happens to the pets while I'm grooming them, I know how to properly aid and assist them, whatever may happen in that moment. What else? I learned some business management. I went to a business management class. I also went to a what was it? A breed, texture and coat type class. So there was like 15 different coat types that you can differentiate and learn how to properly tend to and manage those hair coat types. So, and you can get a certification for that. I got certified. I got a certification for that, and I was just like, that just ups my ante and my skill set. So why not charge more for something that I went to a class to learn and educate myself? I always say, educate yourself every year. You don't know what you don't know, and most industries, they change trends and they change advancements on an annual basis. So it's very important to me to stay up to date on what's going on in your industry, and then stay educated and well versed, because yeah, you don't want to be setting yourself back and then like not having the clientele that you are looking for or seeking, just because you didn't decide to educate yourself further. You know, like I tell my clients, I'm always advancing my education when it comes to my industry, because like if I'm passionate about it, why wouldn't I want to know the ins and outs about it? You know what I'm saying? Now, I don't know everything about grooming. I'm a forever learner, but like, yeah, I want to make sure I'm up on the top trends and I'm up on the top tools and advancements and things like that. I just got me a brand new clipper because my other clipper broke, but I did research and I saw what most of my grooming counterparts are using, and this is one of the top clippers that have been purchased in the past 2 to 3 years. So yeah, makes sense, right? Let's see. Interaction. Attendees actively participate in discussions and engage with experts. That's so important. Like that, I'm saying the same thing pretty much, y'all. You just want to be in the rooms with the elites, the experts, the people who know the things that you want to know and get more access to. Like you want to be in the rooms that you are privy to access. Like I think when I went to Super Zoo, they had like this little meet and greet luncheon with some of the top brands in the grooming community. So like Chris Christensen was there, the owners from Nature Specialties was there, iGroom was there. There was a whole bunch of like brands that I was like, maybe I should start talking with them and see what their thought processes is or are. See what I could do to put myself out there more. If I could be a brand ambassador, if I could, do a collaboration with them, if there's things that I could get like free products and review, like you gotta talk to the people, because that will put you out there a lot more. Now that's only if you want to be put out there. If you don't, if you want to just keep doing what you want to do, still go to grooming shows so you can brush up on like how to be a proper mobile groomer, because they have classes for any and everything, from business minded stuff to grooming capacity to safety to maintenance, all the above. Like, do yourself a favor and go to grooming shows. I'm telling you, like, I'm going to keep on reiterating, go to a grooming show. If you don't do anything, and if you didn't learn anything from this video or from this podcast episode, learn this. Grooming trade shows and grooming shows in general are highly important for your career. That is all. Episode done. It's like, nah. But yeah, so conventions focus mainly on interaction, networking, and business connections, while trade shows, their purpose is the companies showcasing their products and services to potential buyers, distributors, and industry professionals. So if you go into a trade show, they're going to sell you something. They're going to show you something. They're going to demonstrate something to you and be like, it's great and you should buy it. That is their sole purpose to be at conventions, is to promote their products and their equipment and to sell it to you, because they think that their stuff is the best stuff. So, and there's a lot of great stuff in there. It's just like what fits your budget, what fits your lifestyle, and just what makes sense to you. That's pretty much like how I base it. It's like, does it fit my budget? Because I come in there with a budget, y'all. If you go to a groom show, you're going to spend some money. I'm just saying. Whether it be you spending money on food, whether you spending money on products, or if you spending money on classes, you spending money. Or travel, because you got to get there, right? How you getting there? You got to spend some money. You got to use your gas money, or you got to go carpool. You got to do something. You spending money. Trade shows emphasize product demonstrations, sales, and marketing, and attendees can explore new products, compare offerings, and make make purchasing decisions. I'm tongue tied right now, sorry. But yeah, like there's not 50 million, I'm exaggerating, but there's tons of scissor companies saying that their scissors is better than the other ones, and they're like literally right next to each other. Like Kinchi is next to Gybe, and then Foxy Roxy is next to I don't know there's another like Aussie Dog. I'm just making something up, but you know, there's all different types of shear companies that are like, my product is better than this product, or you should get this because if you want to be a competition groomer, this is the best competition scissor that you can use, and like it's only meant for like the elites of the elites. Like they will try to sell salt to a slug. Like you gonna get somebody coming up to you, here's a sample, come on over, let me show you about my product. They even have what is it, there are scheduling software companies that are like, hey, you need to have a scheduling system where you let your clients book appointments on their own, like going online, so you don't have to worry about it. Here, use mine. This is efficient. There's like 4 or 5 of the same relatively same software systems, and you got to pick one of them. I had, what was it, Paulfinity, like back in the day. I had 123 Day Smart or something like that, and I changed my mind because I was in it, like I had more clientele, it was more user friendly. I had an Android, my business partner at the time had a iPhone, so we needed it to be compatible with both phones. We needed it to be compatible for people making online appointments versus calling in. So like, yeah, you change it up. Now I have different functionalities for my business. Since I'm a house call groomer, I needed to be more efficient and carefree and like user friendly when my pet parents, they gotta go and make an online appointment like from their phone or from their computer. Like they have that access to do either or, and then I get notifications on my phone or my laptop, so it's easy to just access. And I use Mogo now, so they have tons of different software systems, tons of different shampoo companies, scissor companies, table companies. Like, you're going to go there and you're going to get sold something. Somebody's going to sell you something, and then you're going to be like, well, this purchase was, you know, understood. Like, they understood the assignment. But yeah, you're going to go there and you're going to buy something. If you don't buy something, then hey, kudos to you, because I've always tried to go there. I'm like, I'm not going to buy nothing. But then again, it's like, why am I going to the grooming show if I'm not going to buy something? You know? Because like, most likely, if you go into a grooming show, you need to restock on something. I know sometimes I'm like, oh, I should just order this online. But actually, I'm going to go to Hershey in 2 weeks. I'm going to just stock up when I get there. And I'm going to get a good discount. And sometimes they will ship it to your house or wherever you tell them to ship it to. And you don't have to be carrying a whole bunch of like gallons of shampoo back to your car or back on the plane, because some people travel from different states in order to get to this grooming show. Like, I went to Super Zoo. I live in New Jersey, and Super Zoo is in Vegas. I had to fly there, y'all. And I'm like, am I gonna buy something from here? Because I don't want to have to buy like, or get another piece of luggage and then check my bag, because I'm gonna put like a grooming equipment in there, and it's just too much hassle. I don't want to do all of that. some of these companies, they're like, we can ship it to you. Just tell us your address and we will ship it to you. I said, the convenience of it all. I am here for that. Thank you. You saved me a lot. And time and money. So, yeah. Grooming shows is where it's at. Let's see what else I wanted to touch on. I'm going to give you some examples, but you're probably already aware of this. Trade shows have companies exhibiting grooming tools, pet products, and accessories. They have groom loops, they have belly bands, they have, like I said, shampoos and conditioners and sprays, bandanas, bows. I love going to the Bardell Bows booth and getting a plethora of different types of bows for the holidays. Most people stock up on their bows at Bardell Bows because there's so many options. And it's like, you get good discounts because they'll say 2 for $20, or like buy 5 of these, get 1 free. Like, I can't tell you how much, like, I can't emphasize enough, I should say, on how important it is to like just go to the trade shows so you can get deals. Like, who doesn't want a deal? You know? You can interact with the booth attendees. Like, there are people at the booths that can answer your questions for you. So if you don't know about a new product or a new piece of equipment, the booth attendees are there to help facilitate and, you know, give you the ultimate customer service. One of my friends, she works for iGroom. Shout out to you, Candace. She is so helpful and she is well versed in the grooming products at iGroom. So, like, if I go there, I'm like, hey girl, I haven't tried this new product yet. What do you think about it? She'll be like, okay, so this is what you need to use this product for. I use this for my double coated dogs. I use this for my de-shedding dogs. I am able to use the spray to like volumize the coat or texturize the coat, do whatever. She will tell me what it's useful for. And I appreciate that. I'm here for that. Like, another friend of mine, he works at Fresh Year's booth. Shout out to you, Brian. What's up? He will tell you any and everything about the blades, the return policy, the scissors, the quality, what's his favorite type of scissor. Like, these groomers, they know about the products that they love, so they're going to tell you. That's another good thing. It's like, when you go to these grooming shows, you want to see if you're able to connect with these brands so you can work for them. They get paid to go to the grooming shows and promote products that they already use and love. So it's like, why wouldn't you want to do that? It's a win-win. I'm not saying you have to be well known in the grooming industry, but you can get paid by these brands by going to these grooming shows and already talk about your expertise and already talk about what you use and why you love to use them. Why wouldn't you want to get paid for something that you already know that you love to use and you already use on a regular basis? Why wouldn't you want to get paid for that? Don't let money sit on the table over there. You can grab that money, honey. That money is for you. Okay? So yeah, get into it and interact with these booths, get brochures, get information, interact with the vendors, honey. Interaction is key. Also, if you want to know where to find these grooming shows all around the country, there is a link that I will leave in the show notes for you, and they have a list of them. I think their list is updated for this year. But yeah, they have a calendar of the grooming shows that you can attend, which I love. And you also can go online and Google like what grooming expos or conventions are in my city or in my area. And I'm sure they will guide you to the right one if you don't find my link helpful or useful. Which is going to be useful because I wouldn't put it down there if it wasn't going to help y'all out. Okay. I'm here to help y'all. Okay. Benefits for pet professionals attending grooming shows. Education and learning. We already discussed that. The workshops and the seminars. You enhance your skill set by learning techniques and, refining your skills, getting updated on best practices. You got networking opportunities with your peers and then, pet care professionals. You can get industry contacts. You can network to connect with brands, collaborate with other groomers, other judges. You can be part of a show or a class. You can be a keynote speaker. Options are endless. The products and the tools, we already discussed that. I don't gotta go further with that. The insight, business-wise, business management, financial tips. You can know how to save a coin in your business. You can know how to do your taxes properly. You can know how to write off certain things on your taxes that you may not have known. If you go to a class, they can teach you that. You can learn a thing or two about your coin or two, okay? But yeah, those are like mainly the aspects and the benefits of going to a trade show, but there are also some setbacks in going to these grooming shows. One could be the cost. Now, I did say, like, if you go into a grooming show, you spending money. Whether it be you spending it on food, you spending it on your products, new equipment. If you want to go to a class, if you want to compete, you have to register and then you have to pay a fee in order to compete in the competitions. You have to pay a fee, or not pay a fee, but you have to pay something like package wise. Most times, grooming conventions, they will give you a bundle deal for a certain amount of shows that you can see at a certain, well, not at a certain time, because they have certain times for the certain classes and in different days. So if there is like a business management class and there is a safety, like grooming safety class at the same time, on the same day, obviously you can't do both. You have to pick one. So they structure it very nicely to the point where the packages, you'll get your bang for your buck, because they'll make sure that there are different, I guess, topics or different topics for you to engage in and be able to get a little bit of everything. Now, if that doesn't work for your schedule, there's also a la carte, where you can pick and choose the classes that will fit your interests and fit your needs. So you still have to pay for the classes. It's not free. The only thing that's free is walking around and getting a free demonstration for whoever is there at that moment at the trade show, and you get to see the competitors compete for, trophies. You can see that for free. Everything else you gotta pay for. And the food. Did I say the food? They got liquor there. You can have beverages, alcoholic beverages, non-alcoholic beverages, and you can eat. It's regular foods like, chicken fingers, hamburgers, french fries, ice creams, stuff like that. Maybe sandwiches, but like basic stuff. They try to keep it simple for you, so you're not like overly spending money. But yeah, you gotta pay. You gotta pay to get to, and again, you have to pay to go there. You have to pay to drive, gas, tolls, a flight, a train ticket. You gotta pay something. What else? Time commitment. So, like I said, Conventions usually last like 3 to 4 days, depending on where it is and what kind of grooming show it is. But that means you will have to take time off of work. Now, if you work for yourself, that might be a little tricky for you because you're not going to be at work making money. You're going to learn your education, you're going to get education, you're going to network, you're going to get new supplies that are, essential for your business, but you're not going to be making money when you're there. So some people only go there for a day, some people go there for the weekend, or they plan ahead and make sure that they get all their dogs aligned so they can make the money for the days that they're not going to be able to be there, because they're going to go to the convention. I know when I was at PetSmart and when I did the private shop, I didn't have to worry about that because obviously somebody else is going to take my shit. I mean, yeah, I got paid really well and then I had PTO, so that wasn't a big deal. Not at the private shop. My boss, she actually took us to one of the grooming conventions, the Artero one, which I think that year, that was their first time doing it in the States. And I was just like, this is cool. Like, my boss taking me to a grooming show, I've never had that happen to me. I've always had to pay for it. So, like, there's little perks like that. If you are a business owner who has a team of groomers and you want some of them to go and get the education, maybe you implement that in your finances or your business structure. I don't know how you do that. I work for myself. No one else works for me grooming wise. So if I need to take off, I need to take off, and I just won't work that day and I won't make money that day, and that's okay. It is what it is. But you gotta take that into consideration because you will be gone for a few days if you choose to do so. It could be cut that out. It could be overwhelming because these conventions can be very large. Now, I will say Intergroom is fairly small. It's not that big. And I know there's some other grooming shows that are kind of small, but there are other ones that can be overwhelming and you just are like, I don't even know what to do. So you would have to plan it out day by day. You kind of have to give yourself like an itinerary if you are going to go to the larger grooming shows like Super Zoo. It's called Super Zoo for a reason, honey, because I didn't even make it to the other side of the convention, would have the exotic animals, the reptiles. I think they had like livestock over there and whatnot. Child, I didn't even make it over there. And I really wanted to. And I was there, I think that was a 4-day event. Yeah, I think if it wasn't 4 days, it was definitely 3 days. Because that place was so huge. Even me being on the just grooming side of things, I was overwhelmed. Because I was like, yo, where do I go? Where do I even begin? They give you a map. That's the funny part. They give you a map, but it's still like, where do I want to go? How do I want to like gauge this? And then at that time, I was competing. So I had to like finagle me grooming and competing. And then I needed to give myself some time to like walk around, mingle, network, try things out, ask questions. That takes time. And it can be very overwhelming. So I suggest you go with a friend. And or plan it out. Plan out your days on what you want to see, what you want to do, how you want to like structure it. Because they also have like after hour activities for the groomers where like when the show is done, like you can have a party. There's like a groomer party, and you just can connect with your fellow groomers on more of a lighter side and a fun side, and you're not so uptight. They also have like award shows for the competitors when they were competing during the day. They get their awards and they get the best in show and they show off their stuff, and there's a whole dinner. So there's things like that you can look forward to, but it still can be a little overwhelming because just like, oh, I have FOMO. I don't want to miss out on the fun stuff, but I don't know if I can do that. I don't know if I'll have time to do that. Sometimes you're tired because you've been walking around all day and it's just overly stimulating. There's a lot going on. And so I get what people feel a little like, ooh, I don't know. I don't think I want to do that. And for an introvert, that might be overwhelming, and I get that. But you definitely need a friend to go with you if you are a person that gets easily overwhelmed by things, because maybe that person can help you navigate the booths and like seeing some of the competitions, seeing some of the demonstrations, and then like interacting with other people. Also, the vendor pressure. When I told you, like, people will come up to you and be like, here's a sample. Come over to my booth. They are going to coax you to buy something, honey. And if you have the wherewithal to be like, no, thank you, and stand firm on your business, stand 10 toes down, then you'll be okay. But if you ain't, if you're very, like a pushover, I don't want to say a pushover because that kind of sounds bad. But no, like, if you're a softie, we'll say that. If you're a softie and you don't want to hurt people's feelings, you might get swayed to buy something that you really didn't want to buy. So go in there with a game plan, y'all. Like, make sure you walk into that convention being like, I need this, and this, and I want to go to this vendor, this vendor, this vendor. If somebody else piques my interest, I'll give it a go, but I'm not 100% for sure that I'm going to purchase what they're trying to sell me, you know? So just go in there with a game plan and stand firm on your decisions, because they are going to get you. They have a way with words. They're very persuasive. Not too persuasive for me, because I'll be like, we ain't playing it. No, thank you. No, thank you. Appreciate it, though. Yeah. I have to kill them with kindness because they be trying. They be a little bit too pushy, and I be like, you better chill. Back up. I don't want it. I just said I ain't want it. So yeah. And competition stress. If you're gonna compete in the competition, you may have the pressure to perform at like your optimal level, which you want to do anyway, but the pressure of everybody watching you can be a little like uneasy. It could be a little frustrating. It can be a little stressful, and you don't want to mess up. You don't want to do anything to the dog. You don't want to mess up the groom and have everyone see your mess ups, you know? But you just have to practice on your grooms and just be focused on your grooms. Don't worry about everybody else. Don't worry about what's in front of you. Just worry about what's on your table. I mean, that's the best advice I can give you, because knowing that from experience, I was just more so, I don't care. I'm an extrovert at heart, so it didn't bother me, but it was a little, I will say it was a little intimidating at first when I was seeing people watch me, but I was thinking, I was like, girl, people watch you at PetSmart like you're in a fishbowl, and these kids got their hands and their faces on the walls or the windows, and they just keep looking at you and staring at you and banging on the window. So it's like, it's another fishbowl, except for there are people who understand what you're doing. So the judgment is less crucial. I don't even feel like there's much judgment to begin with. I mean, there might be, because there might be people over there be like, oh, look how she set that line. It's not that good. She missed the spot over there. They're probably saying that internally or to their like friend to the left or right of them, but you ain't gonna hear it. You so far up on stage that you wouldn't even know what they're talking about. So you shouldn't care. That's all I'm gonna say about that. But it can be a little intimidating because everybody's watching you. But just know you're gonna do the best you can do with what you got. Okay? These are the things you need to do to prepare for your very first grooming convention. And I wish I knew these things. I mean, I kind of knew these things, but like, I wish someone gave me a play-by-play instead of me trying to figure it out, which I do on a regular, so I guess that's the beauty of me. But like, for the people who want to be prepared and know what they're getting themselves into, I got you. We gonna make this work, and I'm gonna show you what you gotta do. So, in order to get ready for your first grooming convention, you need to research the event. Research is key. Look up details about the convention you're attending, check the schedule, the speakers, and any special events. The seminars/classes you want to attend sometimes have package deals, like I said, so look into that and purchase beforehand. You can purchase at the conventions, but it's just easier and saves you a lot of time and sometimes money when you pre-purchase or pre-register for classes and seminars. And just I would do that. I really would look into that because everything's online now and it's just easier. Familiarize yourself with the venue layout and parking options, like I said. Get that map, y'all. Get that map because some of these conventions are very large and the parking is like chaotic. And to the point where you're like, I don't remember where I parked my car. I don't remember if I was near the mobile grooming vans or the demo vans. There's so many, I don't remember which is which. Was I on this side of the convention or the other side? Get a map and map out your destination and where you're trying to go. You'll thank me later for that, for sure. Register early. I just said that. Register in advance to secure your spot. Many conventions offer early bird discounts. You see? I wasn't lying. Confirm registration deadlines and payment methods because especially if you are going to compete, they will let you know that you have been secured a spot for registration. Because if you go there and you're like, here, I'm here to check in for registration, and your name ain't there, it's because you didn't get confirmed. They didn't confirm your spot and you need a confirmation. And if you want to make sure and you didn't get an email, call them. Call them because sometimes you'll be put on the wait list and then they'll call you and be like, hey, there's an opening, someone canceled. Do you want to still, enter this competition? And if you do, they will make sure you are confirmed because they will take that payment right on the phone and they'll be like, all right, you're confirmed. Be like, yo, can I get an email confirmation or how do I make sure that I am confirmed for this situation? Because if you have to rent a dog and you spend money renting that dog and you get there and you ain't competing, you're gonna be mad. You're gonna be so mad. And you want to make sure you are confirmed for seminars and classes because what if the speaker or the instructor, what if they aren't there? What if something happened where they had to cancel the class? You need to know these things because they give you updates. So, child, make sure you register early and make sure you register efficiently. Pack essentials. Comfortable shoes, notebook and pens, business cards, water bottles and snacks. Like I said, they have food and beverage there if you don't want to pack snacks. But to save money, honey, you could do that. Ain't nothing wrong with that. But comfortable shoes is a must because Child, you're going to be walking a lot. All over the place. You're going to be here, there, everywhere. Up the stairs, down the stairs, around the corner, around the block. You're going to be walking. So make sure you have comfortable shoes. You want the notebook and pen just to take notes if you're going to classes and if you're looking at demonstrations. You want to take the notes. If you have a tablet or if you want to just do it on your phone or if you just want to record on your phone, make sure your phone is fully charged. Make sure you have a power charger or a battery pack on deck and a plug on deck, just because you don't want your phone to die. But yeah, they run for a long time, so you want to make sure you're comfortable and wearing comfortable clothes too. Wear a jacket or a hoodie or something with layers, because inside those buildings can get pretty cold. So if you get cold easy, grab some layers, people. Plan your sessions. You want to review seminar topics and choose sessions that align with your interests and goals. I've said that before. Prioritize workshops or demonstrations relevant to your grooming skills and capabilities, because if you see someone hand stripping and you've never hand stripped a dog in your life and you don't hand strip, you're wasting your time. You went there for nothing. So don't do things that aren't part of your skill set or just bring no value to you. That's just silly to watch something. I mean, you can watch it just because it's interesting to you, but if it's not going to add value to your grooming repertoire, then why do it? Why sit there and just, because you're going to be sitting there for like an hour or two, because they're going to do the whole thing. And you don't want to just sit there and just be like, well, okay, I learned this, but will I ever do it? Probably not. Like, no, don't do that. Don't do that. Networking strategies. Introduce yourself to the other attendees, speakers, and vendors. This is good for collaboration opportunities, because like once you introduce yourself and tell them your skill set or what you do, they could be like, ooh, you know what? I need someone in Georgia to like run the booth when we go to Georgia. Groomed. That's one of the Grooming Expos in Atlanta. Like, you know what I'm saying? They can be like, oh, you live in Atlanta? We need people to run the booth. Like, and then boom, you just got yourself a job, honey. Like, get the opportunities when they come. You always want to stay abreast of the things. Exchange contact information and follow up after the convention. You can get their IG information, you can get their Facebook information, you can get their phone number, you can get their email. Get the information, because once you look them up and then you want to do a collaboration, or you just want to link up, or you want to find, like, say I live in Jersey, right? One of my friends live in California. If I go out there and I'm like, I wanted to go to Super Zoo. This happened. I met up with her after I drove from Vegas into Cali, and we hung out and we grabbed drinks and stuff like that, and that was awesome. I wouldn't have been able to do that if I didn't connect with her. So yeah, utilize your connections, because you never know if you might need a place to stay, or a source of reference. You can use them for references and things like that. Anything is possible. So don't block your blessings, y'all. I'm just saying. What else? Dress the part. Now, when I say dress the part, if you are looking to collaborate with a brand or someone higher up at the show, dress casual but look presentable, like you coming to get a job or something like that, if that's what you want to do. If you're just there to network and just see other people, dress how you want to dress. Do not dress like you about to go into an interview, y'all. Like, just dress casual, comfy. Like I said, wear layers and go on from there. You'll definitely meet industry experts and professionals, so if that's what you want to do, dress accordingly to your certain situation. That the ideal situation that you're looking for, whether it be to make connections with a brand or just to make connections with fellow groomers. The choice is yours. Just use it wisely. Visit the trade show. Explore grooming products, tools, and equipment. Ask questions, collect brochures, and compare offerings, and stay open-minded. You always want to be receptive to new ideas and approaches, and then engage in discussions and learn from others, because you don't know what you don't know. So, yeah, that would be ideal in order to be prepared for the first time you go to a grooming show. Now, I highly recommend this because I've been saying this whole episode, but if you can't go in real time and like there's no way in the world you're going to go in real time, then there's always virtual events. There's virtual events ever since the pandemic. We've had to do a lot of things via Zoom or just online, streaming, whatever the case may be. And they have been more out there than usual. And I think that's a good thing, because not everybody can have access to going to a grooming expo or the funds to go to a grooming expo. So there are a few virtual grooming events like World Groom. I don't know what number this is. It might be 27. What is XVII? Ooh, that's bad. I don't even know what it is. But World Groom XVII. It's running up and running right now as I am talking about it. This is in the summertime. That's most likely when the World Groom is going to be doing its hosting, and they use Zoom to do their hosting. But it's a whole bunch of pet professionals doing continued education, grooming techniques, demos, workshops, things of that nature. Also, Grooming Expo at Hershey, they have stuff online that you can see. So if you can't go into the Hershey Grooming Expo, you can check it out online, which is a really great resource. And also, like I said to y'all earlier, I said that wrong. Artero, they have an online streaming platform on YouTube. I'll leave that link in the show notes too. But you can watch all of their grooming competitions and workshops and demos online. And they don't do it just once in a while. They do it many times. So you have options and you can learn online. Like, that's the beauty of the internet. You can learn how to perfect your craft online. You don't have to go somewhere in person in order just to learn from the elites and the professionals that have been doing it for years and years and years. You can figure it out online. Oh, excuse me. But some ways to stay updated in case you don't have all the resources in your area. You can always go online. There's many online resources available. Like, for instance, Global Pets is a website where they have a list of pet industry events. There's also Pet Food Processing, which is an event tracker for virtual and in-person events, which I think is pretty cool. Always check out annual conventions. They have updates online on their websites regularly. They have updates online regularly, and so you always just want to check to see what's new and upcoming. And also you can have industry associations and newsletters, like the American Pet Products Association. You can subscribe to their newsletter, or you can join online forums and social media groups that are related to pet care and grooming situations. And everybody is pretty nice when it comes to like giving updates and information on competitions, conventions, seminars, things of that nature. You can find that online. The internet is a gift and a curse, but most likely it is a gift. So, yeah, man, like, that was a lot of information, but I will say this in conclusion. I'm so glad that I got a chance to go to a grooming convention, and now that I always go. Like, every year, actually, there was one year, was there one year that I didn't go? Besides the pandemic. Obviously, no one went during the pandemic. But no, it gets better and better and better. And I'm just looking forward to more advancements, more techniques to learn, and then just more connections and collaborations with like other fellow minded individuals. But yeah, let me know in the comments if you've ever been to a grooming show, and which grooming shows have you been to. I've been to Super Zoo, Hershey, Groom Expo, Intergroom, Arturo, Jordanis. What else was it? I'm trying to think. Yeah, that's all I can think of right now. What grooming expos have you been to? Or if you haven't been to one, would you go to one, and which one would you go to? And yeah, that was that episode. That was chock full of information, and it was a little janky because this video content is doing something crazy to me, and I'm not feeling it. I'm mad because it's such a nice background. Used to like not so good quality of video content, but regardless, do me a favor, y'all. Like this video, subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet, and please leave me 5 stars or whatever stars you want to send me if you're listening to this episode. And can you review it for me? I need a good review or your honest review. Either one is fine by me. I just want to put this information out there to anybody who's looking to start their grooming career or likes their grooming career but wants more information. This would be a great episode to share to a fellow groomer or fellow grooming enthusiast. But thank you all for watching. Thank you all for listening. I appreciate you all. If you have any questions or you want to tell me a story about a grooming show situation, make sure you email me at mixedthoughtspodcast@popuppoochspa.com, and in the subject line put Mixie questions or Mixie stories. Thank you so much for staying around with me, and I will talk to you in the next episode. Bye.